Welcome to Cooking for Joe with Chef Lee. Not really Chef Lee tonight because it's late, I'm tired, what a day. So I'm going to put together a really fast, but really tasty little dinner, a little chicken pot pie. Now I got to put little caveats into this one. This is the really easy pot pie, not a fancy one. There's plenty of recipes and different ways of doing this. Normally I like to cook a little bit of my chicken myself or leftovers from a rotisserie chicken. But today it's just as simple and super easy as it gets. So let me show you some of the ingredients we're going to use for this really simple and yummy chicken pot pie. As I'm talking about for the chicken, I'm going to go with just some canned chicken. I know it's not the best stuff in the world, but you know, for this it actually tastes really good. A can of cream of chicken soup, some milk, that goes with the Biscuick. This is going to be the top. Normally I do it with puff pastry, but this is a really easy, I'm telling you, quick way to go. And then some vegetables. Either use like 2 cans of vegetables, some vegetable medley, potatoes, 2 of them, whatever you like. If you like the potatoes, get rid of them and just use 2 cans of this. Or if you're really easy, I got some frozen vegetables. See, they're still a little frozen. I'm going to microwave them for about 2 minutes to get the chill off of them. I don't need to recook them. They're ready to go otherwise. Just heat them up. And then, I do like the potatoes, so I'm going to throw the can of potatoes in. And then for a little special treat, I got a little butter here. We're going to put that on top of the Biscuick before we bake it. That's going to be really good. That's 3 tablespoons right here. And then a little seasoning. Here's some salt and pepper, and put in any crushed thyme or parsley or Thai seasoning, whatever else you like. But this is going to be good enough for this. There's plenty of sodium and flavoring in the chicken and the soup, so that'll be fine for a good start. So let me go ahead and start prepping some of this, and I'll get back to you in just a second. Okay, as you can see, I added in the potatoes into my vegetables and stirred them up. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the cream of chicken soup. Just put it all in there. Just get it in there. There you go. And get all of it out of the bottom here. Okay. And then what you want to do is just mix it up. Stir it up real well. At this point, it's just nice and easy, as you can see. Now here's where you would add any other seasonings that you would like. I think this is going to be just fine for me. I don't need to add any extra salt. Actually, I will add some pepper. And here's a good tip to always make sure you get a little grinder. You know, fresh grinded pepper is a lot better than the little cans of old stale pepper. That's what it is, it's stale. You don't know how long that's been in there. And then finally, like I said, for this one, we're just going to use some canned chicken. So go ahead and just dump that in. I drained it really well. Get the last little bit out here. Now with the chicken, if you want to keep it kind of chunky, because it does have some chunks to it, kind of like lump crab meat, no, just don't beat this to death. Just go ahead and lightly fold it. It's what's called folding. Move it and fold it over. It's kind of sticky. But do that instead of just beating it wildly. Just kind of mix it up so it's all fully integrated. That's all you're trying to do, is get the flavors together. That way the chicken can stay a little moist with the soup and the sauce. So what I'm going to do now is put this chicken into some of my ramekins. Now I have a bigger ramekin here and a small one. I did spray them with some nonstick spray. And what I do is, for family style, get a big one, fill it up. Otherwise, get a couple of these smaller ones. And actually what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make one for dinner and a small one for me for lunch. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and make the Biscuick. I'm going to use 2 cups flour and then 2/3 cup of milk. Mix them together really well and put that on top. I'll show you what that looks like when it comes back. I'm not going to go ahead and make the Biscuick on camera. I mean, you can just read the box to see how to do that. But I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. Okay, here's our Biscuick. We're going to again pour this on top of our mixture here, our soup and chicken and vegetables. Now when you put this in the pot, your little ramekin, the little giant ramekin here, don't press down real hard. Don't make it dense. Just pour it in lightly. Let it settle. You can just lightly tamp it down to make it flat, but don't shove it all in there. Get as much as you can. Then you have a real thick, dense pie. You won't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Biscuick. Now, as you can see, it's very sticky. So what I could do is get it to the edge and then kind of plop it in there a little bit. So I'll be able to just smooth it out. See that with the camera? Get it and just kind of, like I said, it's real sticky and gooey. So try and get all of this you can out of here. Now again, don't put too much on because it's going to rise. Like it does with biscuits. That's what it does. It's got leavening agents in there. So as you can see, you want to just kind of smooth it around. That way, if you plop it down properly, you'll see you'll have a lot less smoothing here. So just try and get it all the way to the edge. Like I said, we did spray this with nonstick spray. But you still kind of want to make a seal to the edge. Here, go all the way around. It's a little sticky. But again, try and even it out. Get it right to the edge. There we go. Yeah, that'll clean up. All I could do with this little fork is see if you can make little rising marks like that. Again, you don't want it perfectly smooth. That way you get a little browning. Now what I'd like to do for an extra treat, this is where the butter came from, is to go ahead and pour some on here. Go ahead and get it all on there. That'll help it get nice and crispy and good. Tastes good when it rises. Okay, as you can see, I did put this on a baking pan, foil line. Joe, you remember what I say about foil? That way it's easy cleanup, because as this rises, some of this butter might spill off. I did it once without lining it with this, and it was a mess in the oven. It took a long time to clean up. So go ahead and get this up. He's ready to go at this point. We'll put it in the oven. I got the oven set for 425. I'm guessing about 20 minutes, but keep an eye on it. Let it go for about 15 for sure. Then after that, keep an eye on it. This will rise and get kind of golden brown. Okay, here's our chicken pot pie after it comes out of the oven. Here's a nice flavorful crust. I mean, you can even hear it. It's nice and solid. And if you take a little bite out of it, you can see it is nice and flaky and wonderful. It's really hot, so I'm not going to take a bite. I mean, you can see the steam still coming off it. So after you let it pull out of the oven, this one took 20 minutes. Let it set for another 10 minutes. Believe me, just let it set for 10 minutes. It's not going to cool off enough that you're not going to be able to eat it. Just let it relax and then scoop out and eat it and enjoy. And that's this episode of Cooking for Joe. I hope you like it and I hope you try it. Thank you.